When the night hides more than secrets, and justice itself bleeds in silence, one man's truth is about to face its final judgment. Darkness fills the screen. The sound of a single heartbeat grows louder, echoing in the silence. Suddenly, a drop of blood falls, landing with a sharp splash. The image is quick, almost too fast to process, but it leaves a sting in the mind. A gavel slams down in a courtroom, cutting sharply into the soundscape. The tone is set. The tension is immediate. The faceless voice begins, low and commanding. The shadows of Miami have always hidden monsters. But now, the monster may face justice of his own. A rapid flash of imagery. Dexter standing alone on a dark street, his breath fogging in the cold air. Police sirens echo in the distance. A silhouette of a knife gleams in the moonlight. Screen cuts to black, then bursts alive with the roar of a courtroom crowd. Papers scatter across a wooden desk. Lawyers shout over one another, and the judge's voice pounds like a hammer. Order in the court. The narrator cuts back in. For years, Dexter has lived between two worlds. It's the mask of justice and the face of a killer. But masks can only hide the truth for so long. We see the image of Dexter's blood slides shattering to the floor, each piece glowing under a pale light. The red spreads across the screen, symbolic and haunting. Quick cuts reveal his past. Sins-bound victims, silent kills, blood dripping on plastic sheets. Each moment lingers just long enough to remind the viewer of the weight he carries. Music swells deep strings, pounding percussion. A close-up shot of Dexter's eyes fills the screen, half-shadowed, half-exposed. His breath is heavy, his stare locked. The voiceover whispers, and in the end, even a predator cannot outrun his own fate. The section closes with a sudden fade to black. The only sound left is the echo of the gavel, striking once more. The screen bursts open with chaos red, and blue lights flash across the night, painting the streets in warning. A police siren screams, then cuts to silence as the camera tilts down to reveal Dexter walking alone. His face is blank, his stride steady, but the weight of every step is heavy. It's almost suffocating. The voiceover breaks through, firm and unrelenting. This is the moment where secrets die, and the truth stands trial. Clips rush forward in rapid fire. A pair of handcuffs snapping shut, a woman screaming in the distance. Dexter's gloved hand dropping evidence into a roaring fire. Each image flashes like lightning, gone before it can be fully absorbed. But together, they stitch a picture of collapse, a life built on lies, unraveling at the seams. The music grows faster now, drums pounding like a racing heartbeat. Shadows of familiar characters flicker across the screen. Allies who once trusted him, enemies who always suspected him. Their faces are painted in fear, betrayal, suspicion. A trembling voice echoes in the background. He's not who you think he is. The narrator's voice cuts sharper. For years he has hunted in silence, but silence cannot hold forever. Now the hunter may become the hunted. We see a courtroom packed with intensity, cameras flashing, reporters shouting, hands pointing. Dexter sits at the defense table, his face still too still, as though he is daring the world to find the cracks in his mask. The gavel slams again, but this time it feels less like justice and more like doom. A close-up of Dexter's bloodied. Hand flashes across the screen, trembling under the flicker of fluorescent light. His breathing grows heavier, syncing with the pounding score. The voiceover whispers now. Almost like a warning, every choice has a price. Every lie leaves a mark, and justice waits for no one. Section ends with a single haunting shot: Dexter staring directly into the camera, eyes unblinking, as the world burns behind him. A low hum fills the air, like electricity running through broken wires. The screen stays black for a beat too long, making the silence uncomfortable. Then snap, a match is struck. Fire erupts, lighting up Dexter's face for just a fraction of a second before it fades again into darkness. The narrator cuts in, voice heavy, deliberate: all debts must be paid. A flood of images bursts across the screen. Dexter driving down an empty road at night, headlights slicing through fog, a shadowy figure tailing him from the distance. Blood dripping onto cracked concrete, one drop at a time. Each shot is quick, jagged, restless, mirroring the unraveling of his control. The music slams harder now, a fast pulse that doesn't let go. A gun is cocked. A door slams shut. Chains rattle in the dark. Someone whispers desperately, "We know what you are." The narrator sharpens. The walls are closing in. Friends become enemies. Enemies become executioners. We see betrayal unfold in flashes, analyze eyes turning cold. A phone call ending with silence. A door left ajar with evidence waiting inside. The screen cuts to the glow of police lights bouncing off Dexter's pale face. His jaw clenched as if fighting every instinct to run. The sound drops out. Only his breathing remains. Then, from the shadows, a hand raises a gun. A quick flash. The frame freezes just before the trigger is pulled. The narrator whispers, barely audible, when justice is blind. Who dares to see the truth? The visuals spiral faster. Now shattered glass, roaring flames, a scream cut short. Dexter's blood slides scattered across the floor like fallen dominoes. The music rises, violent and unstoppable, till it suddenly cuts, leaving a single, echoing gavel strike. The section ends in silence. The frame stuck on Dexter's eyes, wild, cornered, burning with a mix of fear and defiance. Asterisk, the screen is black. Nothing, no music, no sound, only silence. Then a single drop of blood slides slowly down glass. It moves too slowly, almost inhumanly, dragging the moment into unease. The drop finally falls, hitting the floor with a sound that echoes like a gunshot. A deep voice cuts through the emptiness. Justice has a price, and someone must pay. The music slams back in heavy, relentless. A title card explodes onto the screen in crimson letters. Dexter. Resurrection. Season finale. Episode 10. Injustice for all. But the images don't stop. A rapid storm of scenes erupts. Dexter lunging forward with a knife in hand. A courtroom erupting into chaos. Someone shouting, "He's guilty." The sound of chains snapping. Flames swallowing the night sky. The voiceover growls, urgent raw. This is the end of the masquerade. The blood, the lies, the shadows, it all leads here. A shot of Dexter, framed in half-light, stares into the camera. His eyes are cold but unflinching, daring judgment itself to strike. Behind him, the chaos blurs the sirens, the shouting, the fire all fading, as if the world itself is collapsing inward. The music cuts to silence again. The gavel strikes once, twice, a third time, each hit heavier, darker, final. The narrator whispers now, almost conspiratorial, when justice falls. Who survives the truth? The screen goes black once more. Then, one final shot. Dexter's face, split between shadow and light, his lips just barely parting, as if he's about to confess or about to kill. The voice delivers the last blow. Dexter, resurrection. Justice comes at a deadly price. The promo ends. Only silence remains, leaving the audience caught between dread and hunger for what comes next. Asterisk, the screen is black again. A silence stretches, almost daring the audience to breathe. Then, faintly, a low hum begins like a fluorescent light flickering somewhere deep underground. Slowly, an image fades in. Dexter standing alone in an empty hallway. His figure is small, his shadow stretching unnaturally long across the walls, as if it's alive on its own. The narrator's voice returns. Low, calm, almost too calm. The mask is gone. The trial is set, but justice is never simple, and it is never fair. The hum grows louder, twisting into something more like a heartbeat. A red glow pulses across the screen in time with the sound. Each beat sharp, deliberate, like a countdown to something inevitable. Flashes break the silence. Dexter's face reflected in a broken mirror, his image fractured into pieces, a hand sliding a bloodstained knife into a shallow grave. The courtroom empty now, just a single gavel resting on the bench, as if abandoned by justice itself. The music swells not loud, but suffocating. It's like a tension that can't be escaped. The voiceover deepens, leaning into dread. He has lived in shadows. He has killed in silence. He has worn the face of justice, while leaving bodies in his wake. But now, the world is watching. Sudden cut. A reporter shouting into a microphone, The verdict could change everything. Another cut, police sirens roaring past. Another, a child's voice, distant and trembling, "Daddy." Visuals, spiral faces of those Dexter has lost. Those he has betrayed. Those who may finally expose him. They blur together until they dissolve into one image. Dexter. Staring blankly ahead, eyes hollow, jaw tight. The narrator whispers now, softer, but with a sting. Every predator meets the end of his hunt. Every mask cracks. Every shadow fades in the light. The sound drops out completely. Only silence remains. Then, a final sequence, long, drawn out, haunting. A close-up of Dexter's hands, stained with blood. The blood slides, once trophies, now scattered like ash. A knife clattering onto a cold floor. The faint echo of a child's laugh, distant, ghostly. Almost mocking, the screen turns red, filling slowly from the bottom up, like a rising tide of blood. A sharp slam, the title card rips across the screen in white over crimson. Dexter Resurrection. Season finale, episode 10. Injustice for all, but the outro doesn't stop there. The red screen fades to black. The narrator delivers the final words in a whisper that feels more like a threat than a promise. In the end,